Shalom. HALALYAM. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. The bondage of the elders and apostles who gave MILLSTONE to teach him well. Peace and salutations be to the full elect. But that tells I'm coming to you from the prophets in Babylon camp here in Tampa, Florida. And this lesson is going to be going into who hath resisted his will. And all along the lines of that, because the Lord sends out the word and you can't resist. And no one can resist, really. I mean, if it's the Lord's will for something to be accomplished in his way, it's going to be accomplished in his way. There's nothing that you can really do about that. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, and I'll start at verse 7. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, YAHAWASHI, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. So forsake that wicked way and that unrighteousness and return unto the Lord. You know, the Lord gonna have mercy upon you. You just stop living the way you live, you know. It says he will abundantly pardon. You know, so you gotta forsake the way that you thought was right in your mind and follow after the ways of the Lord, because that's what's ultimately right at the end of the day. And there's nothing you or I can do about it. You can't change the ways of the Lord. You can't change the ways that things were set up. You know, you can't have a bucking up spirit against you, a bucking up spirit on you as well, man. You gotta let the Lord's plans play out. Everybody stands in their lot, whether it be, you know, a man of the Lord or a man after his own way, after his own heart. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts." So the Lord's thoughts are not our thoughts. We think on a carnal level, but the Lord thinks on a heavenly level, you know, which is beyond the carnal level. We think it's like our minds are in a box because we're literally in a box, which is the world, the earth. But the Lord, his mind, he's created all these things. He's far out. You know, he dwells in another dimension, and all dimensions are subject to him. And he understands all things and every one of them. But we can only understand the things that are in front of our face. And barely that, man. Scriptures say you don't even understand everything that you see. Let me see if I can grab it all, actually. This is a similar one. It says, Proverbs 5 and 6, "Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them." All right, and let me see if I can find this one. All right, I can't find it, so let me just grab this one instead. All right, it's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 43 and verse 31. It says, "Who hath seen him, that he might tell us? And who can magnify him as he is? So who's seen Yahawashi? That he can tell us and explain to us what he looks like as he is. Explain to us in words the glory of the Lord, Yahawashi. You can't, man. It says, there are yet hid greater things than these be, for we have seen but a few of his works. So there are hid greater things than the things that we know and things that we've seen. The scriptures say right here, for we have seen but a few of his works. We've only seen a few things that the Lord has done, a few of his creations. Try to imagine something, or try to put into words something that you've never seen before. You know, I'm doing a lesson in my room, and in front of me is my TV. But if TV was never named TV, or if I've never seen one before, you know, we never heard of a TV before, you never heard of the technology that goes through it, any of that, how would you describe it? You know? But how much more with the things of the Lord that's been hidden from us that we have not seen yet? We can name the things in the earth, but how can you name the things in the heavens? You know? For the Lord hath made all things, and to the godly hath he given wisdom. All right, so let's get back to Isaiah 55:8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways. So like it. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. So our thought process is on a much, much, much lower level than even coming anywhere near the Lord's understanding. It says, for as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. So the Lord is beyond us in every way, spectrum, and measurement possible. Because what? He's the creator of all things. And as heaven is high above earth, so are all things in heaven higher above all things in earth. You know, you can't begin to fathom. I remember the description of an angel being described with wings, and pretty much just about every feather had an eyeball on it, man. You know, we only got two eyes. We're born with two eyes, and these things dim as we grow with age. But then there was an angel with wings full of eyes, you know. How can you get around the sight, the vision of this angel? You can't. It's like all things are in his sight, man. You know. But it says, so are my ways higher than your ways. So you got to just trust in the Lord. You got to trust in the process of Yahawashi. Everything happens with purpose, you know, and it's because the Lord purposed it. Not because you purposed it. It's because the Lord has purposed it. You know, there's nothing that you can truly do to amend or change that, to fix that, you know. Scriptures say, who can make straight what the Lord hath made crooked, you know, roughly paraphrasing. So the path and the things that happen in life are set on a guaranteed way they're supposed to happen. And there's nothing you can do about it, no matter how you go about it. You can see the future and act differently, try to act according to changing the future, but it's still going to end up the same way, you know, no matter how you slice it. You know, you can set up things to counter what you saw in the future, but it's still going to come out the same way, you know. 144 call him like YAHAWASHI. So that just goes to show you that, hey, no matter how you do it, hey, you can be doing something to counteract something you've seen happen in the future. And the things that you're doing is actually what causes it to happen that way, you know. You can't stop the Lord, man. You can't stop his will. It says, Romans 9:19, thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? You know, so it's like, why does the Lord yet find fault with men? You know, why is this man in trouble or this man in trouble for this or that? Well, he can't even resist the will of the Lord, Yahawashi. It says, nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against Yahawashi? Who shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me? Why hast thou made me thus? You know, why you made me this way? It says, hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? So the Lord makes what he wants. You know, he can make a toilet or a trash can to throw things away that he doesn't want or he doesn't like, and he can make a vase of honor, or what do you call it, household treasures that people just don't touch. You ever seen someone, you come to someone's house and they say, oh, don't touch this, be careful, it's a household treasure, passed down by generations, passed down to the family, don't let this break, or don't even touch it, or so it's the same thing. The Lord can make vessels unto honor and vessels unto dishonor. The primary example is Jacob and Esau. Jacob was made into honor, Esau was made into dishonor. Even the world dishonors Esau because of what he's done. You see, this guy has a world in his hands, and what has he done with it? He's caused the world to mourn. He's destroyed everything in his pathway, But the Lord made Jacob to what they will ultimately rule at the end of the day, forever and in righteousness. It says, of the same lump to make one vessel into honor and another into dishonor. What if that's it on that. So there you have it, man. The Lord does what he wants, and you can't resist his will. Who hath resisted his will? At the end of the day, man. It's the Creator. We're subject to him no matter what. So play your part. That's why the Lord hates pride, because pride is when a man gets beside himself, thinking that he can order his life the way he wants to order his life. Scriptures say, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? You can't even understand your own way. You don't even understand why you go here or go there, why you wake up to do this or do that, why you go to sleep after this and that, or why you do this before you go to sleep. You can't understand it. The Lord guided you to do these things. That's why we got to give thanks unto the Lord YAHAWASHI every day, because he guided us to this truth. He guided us to pray. He guided us to be charitable, be loving. He put us on this path to be the men that we are, and hopefully we can be accepted in his sight. Okay, but the Lord has put those on the path to destruction that he wants to destroy, and he put those on the path to salvation that he wants to save. And there's nothing you or I can do about it. If you want to be destroyed, but the Lord got you on a path to salvation, you can't be destroyed. If you want to be, saved, but the Lord got you on a path to destruction, you can't be saved. You have to be destroyed. At the end of the day, all Israel going to be saved, yet most are going to be saved through the fire. They're going to have to go through the fire. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, and verse 11. It says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void. So whatever the Lord speaks into existence, it prospereth. Okay, it achieves what it was sent to do. The Lord can say, let this be, and then there it is. He said, let there be light, and then there is light. Let there be darkness, and there is darkness. Okay, let there be beasts and cattle and fowls and fish, and there it was. Okay, so it says, it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. How many of us can say that our word is not going to return unto us void? How many of us can actually say that? We're not the Lord YAHAWASHI. Scriptures say, neither can you make one hair in your head gray, okay, or add 1 cubit to your stature. You're not the Lord. Okay, we're just men and fleshly bodies. We are subject to many things. We're subject to time. We're subject to the weather. We're subject to sickness and ailments. We're subject to sin. We're subject to vanity. We're subject to many things, man. But the thing that we are most importantly subject to is YAHAWASHI. Okay, the Creator, through his Son, and through the QADASH, man. We are subject to that, no matter how you slice it. So how can you then understand your own way? Things happen in your life because the Lord has set them up to happen. And the way that they happen, they were set up to happen that way, either to build you or destroy you. Whatsoever it may be, it's always of the Lord's will, and it be that way. Otherwise, it won't happen. Scriptures say a bird shall not fall from the, not one sparrow shall fall from heaven and hit the floor without the Lord giving the green light for it to. Scriptures say, by him doth all things consist. So, hey, the breath in your lungs you continue to breathe because the Lord gives the word for it. He never said shut it down. Everything has its appointed time and its appointed date, just as the end has its appointed time and appointed date. And the Lord's arrival, Yahushua's arrival, has its appointed time and date, and it cannot be fixed any time earlier nor any time later than that appointed date, man. Okay, so be patient, be calm, lean not to your own understanding, make not haste in the time of trouble. All these scriptures are to comfort you, to show you that you cannot do anything against the Lord's will. You have to accept it, be more accepting. Okay, you want the Lord to accept you, then be more accepting to what he has in store for you. Be more accepting to his will. Okay, and the best thing you can possibly do in your life is live a humble life, meek and humble, and the Lord have mercy upon you. Seek the Lord YAHAWASHI in thy youth. When you have the strength to just get up and go and fight for the name of the Lord YAHAWASHI, because the evil days will come, okay, and the night will come when you won't be able to do those things anymore. All right, so, hey, the only thing I can guarantee is that you can't go wrong taking the low route, trusting in the Lord YAHAWASHI, and allowing his will to be accomplished upon you. That doesn't give you the authority to be a nigga, because some dudes say, well, if it's the Lord's will for me to be destroyed, I'm gonna be destroyed. If I'm a 2/3, the Lord will for me to be a 2/3. Shit, I'm gonna just live like a 2/3 then. That's a nigga way of thinking, man. That's a beastly way of thinking. Okay, we call ourselves the hopeful, because we hope to be of that number. So we do our, we put in our due diligence to show ourselves as trying out for that number. You got something called tryouts. You got something called tryouts for anything, just about anything. Whether you go to a job interview or whatever it may be, they put you through training, and that's the tryout period. They're trying you out to see if, or pretty much, like, you can just say trying. You're being tried right now to see if you can be accepted for that job, or to see if you can be accepted for that sport. You're being tried. And it's the same thing with our walks, man. We're being tried to see if we can be accepted into salvation, man. To see if we can be accepted into the elect, that number. We dare not make ourselves at that number, but we sure hope to be. So what do? We take on the works and put on the works that men that we know are of those number we're doing, man. That's the only way we know. That's the only way we can feel comfortable going to sleep at night, man. Is knowing, is trying our best to be at that number. Okay? But I truly hope this lesson was edifying to you. Akimanagwa, to listen to truth and sincerity. Until next time, Yahshua, I give all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH.